Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel where we talk about stuff. Just a bit of an update, I guess, on a lot of things that have been going on quite recently. There's only so much I can do within a day, so this is more of a catch up, if you will. Despite many days of us hearing that there might be an outflow from the Bitcoin ETFs or any kind of whale news that we've been getting, companies are still buying huge amounts of Bitcoin all the time. A company called Semler Scientific, Semler Scientific, apparently has purchased more Bitcoin. So as far the numbers that I understand is that I think it costs a little bit currently at the time of me making this video. I think it costs currently around $30 million. I think it's $30 million to buy the entire day's supply of Bitcoin. I think it's lower than that number right now. Semler Scientific announced that they are going to be buying more Bitcoin. I'm looking for the exact numbers. Yeah, so they bought $17 million worth of Bitcoin. So they bought half of the entire mine supply. They then announced that they are going to actually raise another. Oh, yeah, there we go. They're going to. Okay. So they bought half the day's supply of mined Bitcoin. They announced that they're going to be raising another $150 million to buy more. The firm's latest Bitcoin purchase was revealed in an S3 filing with the US SEC. Their initial purchase was 581 Bitcoin, and now they're going to be buying another amount of Bitcoin that is going to get them to 823 Bitcoin, and they're also going to still be raising another $150 million to buy even more. This news is quite frequent, and like when I say that you've seen the videos daily, the problem is that there's so much news. I literally can't make like 7 videos per day. So this is kind of the catch up that we're currently going through. There's so much buying for Bitcoin, and I think I know it sounds stupid and cheesy, part of the hope is that people realize that there's a lot more buying than just with the actual ETFs, because companies and stuff are still buying all the time. We've heard from dozens of companies over the last 5 or 6 years who have constantly announced that they're buying up huge amounts of Bitcoin, either monthly and or quarterly. Don't forget, also, it hasn't been in the news in a while, but Tether, the people who made Tether, are also buying billions of dollars worth of Bitcoin, like I think every 3 months or something like that as well. So Semler Scientific is raising another $150 million to buy Bitcoin. This one completely passed me. I'm not sure how I missed this at all. MicroStrategy, the company who is famous for being one of the first companies out there to announce that they were even getting into the cryptocurrency space. This caused a lot of clamor back in the olden days where we had like no companies who were talking about getting into the space. They initially owned, I think it was like 13,000 Bitcoin, then 34,000 Bitcoin. People lost their minds when they got up to 100,000 Bitcoin. They previously, like a couple of days ago, where's the number? There's so many numbers on these screens. They held, I think, over 200,000 Bitcoin. And their recent purchase, they purchased another 11,900 Bitcoin. There we go. 11,900 Bitcoin. And one company, MicroStrategy, now is holding 226,331 Bitcoin, valued at $15 billion. They've been buying continuously. MicroStrategy, for some reason, doesn't make it into the news as much as they previously did. We had news 2 or 3 months ago that I believe it was BlackRock who like surpassed them in the number of Bitcoin holdings. And since then, anytime that MicroStrategy like makes it into the news, they don't really like make it into the news anymore. ETF inflows seems to be like the only popular thing. So any other company, like, of course, like this was like, don't assume that this wasn't popular in, in the news, but it wasn't popular. If you kind of understand what I'm saying, comparative to any other consolidation and or outflows and or ETF news that we might have gotten at the exact same time. I always like to sandwich this one together because the CEO of MicroStrategy, Michael Saylor, also holds 6 figures in Bitcoin. So not like 6 figures, like, like $100,000. No, he owns, I think, nearly over 150,000 Bitcoin. But a lot of the wealthier people within the space have stopped telling how much Bitcoin that they actually own, because I think they're understanding the numbers. I always say, if Bitcoin gets to 1 million next year or the next 3.5 years or the next 5 years, these people will then be like mega trillionaires. So and once again, just for clarity, there's no reason for you to tell anyone how much crypto you have. You can tell people that you're in the market. Sure. You can tell them you're investing. But years ago, it was a really big thing in the comment section and or online where people were bragging, I have 18 Ether. I have 20,000 XRP. And I was like, well, people also remember those numbers, and there's never going to be. Have you ever walked down the street and given someone a high five and was like, I have 15,000 XRP? No, you don't. You wouldn't. There's no reason for it. You would not tell your colleagues or even your family members how much money you have in your bank account. Don't brag to people online at how rich you are, how much crypto you are. It doesn't. There's no need for that. So yeah, MicroStrategy now has 226,331 Bitcoin. They officially have more. I think it's more than 1% of all the Bitcoin, and the number is actually even higher because of the lost and gone forever Bitcoin. And also in the news, a company by the name of MetaPlanet announced that they're going to be, yeah, there we go. They purchased $9 million worth of Bitcoin the last time that we heard about them. And they're trying to raise another $6 million so that they can buy even more BTC. So just a little catch up, because I keep seeing, and this will probably be prevalent and remain for a long time, no matter how much good news that we get every single day of accumulation, there's always this really weird thing floating in the air where people keep pretending that news like this isn't happening and that we're not seeing these massive amounts of. You understand what it means for one company to have 226,000 Bitcoin. It took them 2 years to accumulate it. And this is no longer fascinating because the ETF issuers got over 1 million Bitcoin in 3 months. So people, MicroStrategy, what? Who cares? There are companies that aren't public that are accumulating this way every single day. We see the amount of Bitcoin on exchanges continuing to drop. And it's because they're buying 15 Bitcoin, 38 Bitcoin, per week. But this adds up to more than the entire mined amount all the time. So just always keep in mind, I know we may have some rocky days and rocky months in the market, but this is, I think, all by design. It's the same exact thing for those of you who missed that ranting video where I was just flailing the entire time. Of all the Ethereum that there is created, there's only 10% left on crypto exchanges. Whales have been literally silently buying up tons of Ether as everyone was panicking about the price. 90% of Ether is locked away into the protocol or a protocol, or is being staked or is being held by whales there's not a lot of ether left either. And this only continues to dwindle, especially as more companies are buying in anticipation of the ETFs. And then when the ETFs launch, they're still going to have to buy more ether for the actual, for the demand of it as well. So there's always something to keep in mind. Not a lot of Bitcoin and ether left. And Bitcoin is being accumulated in the millions and hundreds of millions of dollars per day. I do hope that you have all enjoyed, that you are paying attention to everything that's going on, because it happens very fast. Thank you all once again for watching, listening, liking, commenting, and supporting. And I will most certainly be talking to you all soon. See you.